Hey guys, Twelve58 here. It's been a few days since we got into a frequently asked questions, so let's get into it. We're gonna go. It's getting harder and harder to stay on top of these comments, so let's do another video where we can just hammer out a couple dozen of them together. Give our thank yous, maybe send some rewards here. I'm gonna have to log out of my. I'm logging into my main account so we can send some DEC. This my credits keep going up. That means we keep getting new affiliates. I appreciate you guys. The other day I went through, I didn't record it, but I went through and I just sent DEC to a bunch of you. And every now and then I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to do it on like a schedule because I'm not going to promise you I'm giving you free money. But, I see some of you in there grinding hard and climbing, and you signed up under my thing, and you're having fun with it. So I just want to encourage you because, this game's awesome. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's go look at the questions and let's just answer a few together. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dwayne Cunningham. I go by Infidel1258. I've been doing content on YouTube for a long time, but more recently it's been Splinterlands focused. This game has been my main video game for 3 years, and I play video games of all kinds, but this is the one that I fell in love with because I understood what it was. I was receiving rewards for my time and attention because of the NFTs that the game mints. And so this allowance that it gives me, that it grants me, this income that it provides for my time and attention was something that would actually scale and snowball and become significant. And so I just really committed to it. Plus it's fun. And so, like I said, I've done lots of content over the years, but this is a passion of mine that recently has become a passion of yours. That's why the channel is blowing up. A number of people are interested. And so that's what we do now. We do Splinterland stuff all the time because that's what people need to know. This is a life-changing opportunity, and we want to equip you guys with some of that 3 years of knowledge that we've accumulated. And so hopefully we can be of help in that regard. If that sounds interesting, make sure you like and subscribe. And definitely blow up the comment section. I read the comments as we're about to do right now. And we send out rewards of 100 DEC or more just to say thank you. I probably do 2,000 DEC a day. So that's 10 or 20 giveaways every day. And then I delegate cards. And anyways, stick around. Stay tuned. Now the Efreet Elder is $60. Congrats. So he's referring to the fact that I went through today and I bought some gold discounts. I went through and I looked at what the cheapest gold foil monsters were in the Peak Monster website, and there are some good ones and for some really affordable prices. So I just went through and I just bought a boatload of them. I think that Efreet Elder at the gold foil could be $300, and that could be in a couple months. And I don't say that because I'm trying to encourage you to rush out and buy one and speculate. I'm not selling mine for less than $300. And if the price right now is 60 and it just doubled in a couple hours, you might say, whoa, sell it. I believe in this game in a way that most people didn't and maybe still don't. And so my conviction is that this game is going to keep growing and going to keep scaling and going to keep improving. And if that's all true, then the cards that I'm holding now are going to be significantly more expensive. My deck today is about $92,000 US. And if you've been with the channel for even a couple of weeks, you've heard that number get bigger and bigger and bigger because the number of players is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the number of cards available is limited. So I'm stoked that it's $60, but I couldn't care less if it was 60 or 100. Even if it was $300, I would still be hesitant to sell because these gold foil cards especially, they're even more rare than the non-gold foil. So that's cool though. Is it just me or is DEC earned after winning just drastically decreased? Good question, Darf. Okay, so the DEC rewards offered by this game by every winner of every match are dictated by the algorithmic inflation. And if you don't know what that word means, you might want to go back and watch a DEC video I did. It was like DEC appreciation question mark, I think it was called. And the whole point of that video was, DEC is algorithmically written and designed so that it would be a stable coin. It's supposed to be pegged at 1,000 DEC equals $1, meaning that it's way overpriced. At this point, DEC is something like, well, let's go over here. So I'm in peakmonsters.com and I have 7,300 dark energy crystals, which amounts to $53. I can't do the math in my head. But if we divide 7,300 by 53, 137 dark energy crystals equals $1 right now. And I just told you that they want it to be 1,000 to 1. So this peg is nowhere near. It's like 7 or 8 times below its intended value. So what the system does, and again, it's a program, it's an algorithm, it's written in a manner that should self-write. So should we buy DEC to speculate, to just hold it and just wait for appreciation because it's gone up so much recently? My view is no. My view, the short answer is no, because dark energy crystals has this inherent inflationary control, which if it ever spikes into these types of values where it's well above its intended value, its intended peg value, it's pulled back down by the gravity of that algorithm. The algorithm will print more dark energy crystals. It will award more DEC for each win that happens in the game and for each treasure chest in the loot chests. You suddenly start getting more and more DEC. That's algorithmically dictated because the system is trying to saturate the market with DEC, flood the market with DEC, and thus bring down, supply that liquidity, and then that should make the market price come back down. It hasn't been happening over the last few weeks. The DEC price continues to climb. But if you look at a chart on DEC, and let's go look at it right now. Live coin watch. I'll go over to DEC, dark energy crystals. Look at the chart. So it was climbing, and right around here is when you saw all my videos about how I was getting 300-400 DEC per win at champion level. And then it started to decline. It's not, a huge decline, but it's noticeable. And so when you ask the question, are the DEC rewards going down? Yes, they are, because the algorithm is the algorithm is not trying to make it go straight down to 1,000 and slam on the brakes, because it can't do that. It's trying to gradually pull us down. If we saw another spike suddenly over the next week where people start hoarding DEC because they really want more SPS, it's possible that we would see another dramatic inflation where you start getting those crazy rewards from the wins. Long story short, the amount of DEC you get from your wins is dictated by the algorithm, and it will fluctuate. Sometimes it's going to be high, sometimes it'll be lower. Hey Dwayne, love all your videos. I rented a few cards but only have around 2,000 power but need 100,000 to obtain gold. How does a new user with no cards achieve this? In order to have the 100,000 power, you really need to rent powerful cards, and that's possible for inexpensive prices. So let's quickly go over to the rental market. I actually need to rent a couple cards on my DEC account. I need 10,000 more points, so I'm going to log out and log in. Okay. So I'm actually going to rent a couple cards, and we're going to try and get 10,000 power quickly and cheaply. So we'll go to rentals. Which teams do I want to look at? Fire, water, death, dragon. These are the teams I'm willing to consider purchasing from. And then If I can get a gold foil legendary for really inexpensive, that's going to be a high power card. It's got to be really inexpensive, right? I'm not trying to spend a boatload of money. 500 DEC a day is crazy. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. You got to check. These are probably all expensive, but I'm going to have a quick look because that's how bargain hunting works. If you guys ever been to a secondhand store, you just go through the rack. You don't know what you're going to find. You might find an amazing deal that's something you love and fits you perfectly. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking through the marketplace at every card under the sun, and most of them are going to be overpriced and unapplicable, meaning not helpful. But you just watch. We're going to find one card, and it's going to be like, whoa, why is it so cheap? And then I'm gonna buy it, and you're all going to say in the comments tomorrow and the next day, how do you find cards so cheap? That's what I see. I spend time doing this, guys. And if this search parameter doesn't work, I'm going to try a different search parameter until I find something that does work. Doesn't feel sexy. It's not exciting. But if this is a game that you're interested in playing and succeeding at, you need to do this on one level or another, either on the rental market or in the purchase market, because you need to acquire cards to play this game. It's not, you can play with the $10 deck they're going to give you. If you spend $10, you'll get a deck and you will play, you can earn, you're going to have fun. But everybody's comments are always, they get the $10 deck, they fall in love with the game, they get a taste of the rewards, and they want more. So then they want me to tell them the secret recipe for how they can rent or buy cards for very cheap so that they can climb very fast. And that's not how it works. You have to come in here and spend a half an hour looking for a good deal on cards. So none of those worked. What if I open it? What if I delete those decks and I introduce neutral, life, and earth? Those are the ones I didn't look at yet. I can tell by the number of cards in each of these piles that there are very few in each of them, so it's unlikely that I'm going to find a really great deal. But we're going to have a quick look at these ones that are there's a few more options. So right now what I'm doing, I'm using monstermarket.io, and I'm going to calculate the power values for all of the earth level monsters from promo straight through dice. And here we go, we're going to find Sportswear. Where's the power? Okay, the burn rate is 1400, so the power is going to be 1400 for that one card for 70 DEC. I'm going to say no. Minotaur Warlord is 6,000. Oh, he's legendary though. Exclude legendaries. So that card is going to be 1400 power. Sportswear. Worth it maybe, but it's 90, 73. This is worth considering, especially since I already have a black team. Onyx Sentinel, 84. Now I must find. We're gonna erase gold. We're gonna specifically look at fire, death, dragon, and neutral. Fallen Spectre would be a good card for me. 80 DC for level 4. 29 for a level 2. Here we go. Right there, I'm going to take that. 11 DEC for a level 1 Fall Inspector, which at every level is going to give you the 1 magic damage. So that's a great legendary card with a good amount of power right there. I just found a card that I actually can use. I'm going to rent. And it's practically free. And look at all the copies of it. So that's great. I'm definitely going to get that. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to see if I can find one or two more quick ones. Look at this. 650 DC with level 1 legendary Gloridax Magnus. So yes, they're just level 1s, but they're going to be giving me a lot of power because they're legendary monster cards. Look at this. Almo Cambio, level 1 for 10. Yes, please. The number of hit points on that makes it an amazing option to really be a great meat shield. 10, 15. There's a 15. I think the Black Dragon is maybe worth considering for 15, but I'm going to put in, now that I've found the right parameters, I'm looking for legendary level 1s, and plenty of them are affordable. This card, the Calidum, has 3 level magic and 10 hit points even at level 1. So this is an expensive card for 22 DEC, quote unquote expensive. It isn't at all expensive, but it's expensive compared to the other ones I just showed you. But it's worth it too. And I have a level 4. I like red and black on my 2 teams, so it makes sense for me to spend the money on that card actually. And I'm focusing on magic monsters right now because not only am I using red and black teams, but I'm also using that Delwyn Dragon Scale. So I'm going to be double dipping. I'm going to have a good monster for my red team and a good monster for my dragon team. Elemental Phoenix is going to be so expensive. Some of these cards just, like, it's too popular to be cheap. That's the problem. When your card is too popular to be cheap, that's when you want to sell it and buy a different card. I've proved my point, but I want to just, now I'm shopping and I want to improve my team because I've had too much trouble. Can I get a Jarlax for cheap? A good Jarlax? The Golodon, we were just talking about how overpowered that is. Level 2? What the hell? What the hell? Actually, you know what? Look at this level 1 Golodon. The poor little guy over here. Yeah, level 2 would be great, but it's 10 times the cost. This guy is free. The carry cost of this is literally 1 penny a day. When people say I don't have any money, how do I rent the cards? This is how you rent the cards. So far, it's taken me, 10 minutes to come in here and like totally just take just transform my deck. And here on level 1. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. My deck is going to be so much more powerful tomorrow. And I am going to get the gold. And because I'm going to pay very little for these cards, it's going to... Ooh, the Sphinx. Such a good card. So expensive too. No. I don't want it for that price. Okay. So we're going to rent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards. And we're going to rent them for... Honestly, I'm going to rent them for the next season. Because I'm going to keep doing this. So I need 5 days plus, so I need them for 20 days. Do it for 21. It's going to make the numbers a little unclean because I've been renting for a season. Nah, we got to keep it cleaner than that. I need to be able to show you guys how I did. So we're just going to look at this. Set these 7 cards, which are amazing, for 388 dark energy crystals for 6 days. And I'm going to extend those rentals before they expire. so we can use them in the new season. I just made our team significantly more powerful for probably 300 dark energy crystals. And that's for a 6 days worth of rental time. So I picked up the Amo Cambio. Look at the hit points. That's a tank. Plus it's got the phase, or the immunity rather. And I got the Phantom Soldier for the 2, and that's going to be helpful because it's got a big reach in front of him. Then I got the Banshee. We're going to win some games. He's got the heals now. I think we might be in trouble on this one, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, he can't heal because of my summoner debuff. Yeah, we got this. Void. My summoner gives void to all my monsters. Victory. Okay, so let's see where my power's at. Okay. So for 400 dark energy crystals, I rented 350 dark energy crystals. I rented 6,000 power, and that's for 6 days. So that wasn't hard once I found the right search. But I obviously the lower level legendaries are worth less power than the higher level legendaries, which makes sense. But I need a little. I'll need more before we're done. Before I'm done. Calidum, Fallen Spectre, Therosa. It's a good little deck right there. So far I had to spend more than I wanted though. But look at this deck now. Maybe it'll hurt some people. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. That took me... I'm going to delete a good portion of this because I don't want to waste people's time just staring at a dead screen, but for 350 dark energy crystals, I rented 6,000 power worth of monsters. 350 dark energy crystals is roughly $2.50. That's for 6 days. So, Matthew, when you talk about you need 100,000 power, you're going to just need more than a few cards is the problem. I understand, you want to make it up there, but the truth is you just can't unless you're willing to spend $30. And if you spend $30 with 6 or 7 days left in the season, maybe even now, like right now, if you watch this video and with 4 days left in the season, it's conceivable that you could rent 100,000 power worth of monsters and go just crush and play for 4 or 5 days until the season ends, pay yourself back for those rentals and get into gold. But I'm a little reluctant to think that you could do that right now because there's only 4.5 days left at the time I'm recording this video. So I think the short answer for you is going to be you need two things. One, you need to explore the rental market more closely. And the second is that you're going to need to spend more than I think you've already spent. Clearly, if you only have 2,000 power, you've only rented just a couple cards. I just spent 15, 20 minutes renting legendaries, level 1s for next to nothing for 6 days. And I got 6,000 power out of it. So I tripled your power with just 300 dark energy crystals. So I think you're going to need to spend about 5,000 dark energy crystals, maybe 7 to get 100,000 power for a week. Okay? Hope that's helpful. Let's keep going. Are cards priced via DEC or dollar amount? People list them however they want. You can list it like on a DEC basis or you can list it on a dollar amount basis. Most of the time, when I list my cards, I list them on a US dollar value that I care to receive, but then they are paid in DEC. So if I say I want $100 for a card, someone's going to buy it using dark energy crystals, and then I'm going to receive $100 worth of DEC based on the exchange rate for DEC to US at the time of purchase. And the system uses it's like a 3-minute average of what DEC sale value is, market value is. So I might end up getting $101, or I might end up getting $99. It depends on what the market has been doing for the last 2-3 minutes. As far as I understand, it might be 30 seconds. There's a little window there where it looks at how the market has been going so that it can best estimate what your actual amount of DEC would be. I know if it shows both on the site, but if the DEC price drops significantly, does the cost of the cards drop as well, or are they based off dollar amount? No. Okay, now go to collection, grab one of my cards, go over to the sell, and see I can enter manual USD price, or I can set relative plus or minus percentage of BCX price. So if I wanted to do that, it's like, I've never done that. Relative plus or minus percentage BCX price. Oh, okay. So in that context, I'm at BCX price, low buy price. So I'm setting it relatively, like I'm setting it relative to the other people on the market. This price will change, and it might go up or might go down depending on what other people are doing with the market. If I really wanted to sell a card, this function allows me to be the cheapest card on the market, essentially. But see, look, when I set a manual price, I tell it in USDs, and it's going to be paid in DEC, okay? So there's the answer to your question. I guess I need to start doing this. Good content as always. Yeah, the gold foils. Mr. Cuddles, always in the comment section, my dude. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks, love your channel. You are now my #1 watch for first Splinterlands channel. Super helpful. Love the positive energy. Congrats on the 1,800 subs. Soon you'll have 2K from Snowball from there. It's crazy to say, but I believe you. It's just nuts. But thank you, everyone. So we're gonna log in and we're gonna say thank you to my dude. He's one of the regulars, by the way. Player, Crypto Game Dad, 100, transfer out. Oh, confirm. Okay. And now we're gonna minimize this, go like this, so we can pop back and forth with a little bit more ease. Glad to help. Apply. Let's try and do 10 more questions, but we'll try and be quicker. Good content, friend. I've been playing for a little over a month now, and I'm really enjoying it. I just sold a gold foil F-Read Elder that I never used so that I could buy a bunch of cheaper cards that have DEC for rentals. Now I'm second guessing my decision. Maybe I bought it off you. That's funny. I mean, this is the thing. If you sold a card to then reinvest in Splinterlands, don't beat yourself up if that price spikes after you let it go. You know what I mean? It's like, this is a thing that people have. Like, I own a house. This happens for people who own houses. They buy their house for X amount, and then somebody nearby buys it, a different house next door, for like cheaper, and you think to yourself, damn, like, why did I pay so much money? The question is, are you happy with your decision? Do you like the house you live in? In your example, do you like the cards you got when you traded in your F-Read? If so, forget about the F-Read and just focus on like the positive move that you just made. You know what I mean? If you focus like that, you're going to be more satisfied It's so easy to just be disappointed. Keto avoid. This is like this is this like the worst thing we do in our lives in the modern world is like we're not grateful for what we get, and you know, for the sometimes it's like if we're just even though we don't win, we're not going to be the guy who wins. Like if what if we're just the guy who does okay? Are we grateful for that? Anyways, I'm not saying you're being ungrateful. I'm just saying um, I don't know what's going on with your account there, pal, but it appears not to be working. Where's my questions that there? Okay, sorry, Kidabor. Such a nice video. Newbie always pursue powerful cards, but many of those cards are overrated, like alpaca, like the llama. Many guys come to Splinterlands just to make a quick money, and they don't even know the rules of the game. Someone complains about the quest potion, but I think it's good because there are many people who make several accounts. Yeah, I think this is right. Does it suck? I wish I could use the quest potions and buy them from every one of my accounts now that I know what that opportunity was. But it was obviously being exploited, and it was ultimately pulling value from your and my ability to win because there's only so many DEC rewards. Like there's a certain amount being inflated every day, week, and month. I think it's like it might be 1,000,000 a season or 1,000,000 a day. I forget. Actually, made many videos for beginner. Teach us how to invest efficiently. You can invest 1,000 or less, and then you can start and earn. But you have to be patient. This is key, guys. It's not sexy. It's not, wouldn't it be great if I could come on here and say, in 10 easy steps, you're going to be a millionaire. That's just not life. And you got to be patient. I love how we've got two Dwaynes, like one over here and one over here, because we've got two windows open. Okay, 9 more. Any reason you don't use Splinterlands Marketplace? Do they take more fees? No, they do not. Would be cool to compare all pros and cons of the markets and why there are several. Well, Splinterlands is a marketplace created by the developers, and it lacks some of the UI user interface abilities that Peak Monsters offers. Peak Monsters was designed by a third-party company, and that was their baby. Like they didn't. Splinterlands did the marketplace in addition to the game they were designing, so it's a tack on. Peak Monsters is an intentionally crafted marketplace with certain functions and abilities that the other website doesn't have. And there are other exchanges too, but I just use Peak Marketplace because I like it. Or sorry, Peak Monsters. Today I got an Antminer gold foil from the quest chest. Good for you, dude. Yeah, I bet you were. Whenever they go gold, I'm like, yes! Because what happens is the chest opens and you see the little Antminer, and then it just goes and it turns gold, and you're like, yes! Now about the video, when you bought Magma Troll, you could have gotten a better trade in price BCX, I think, unless you wanted little ones to keep them apart and rent separately. That's right. Yeah, I should have mentioned that in the video. Thank you, Kelly. I intentionally bought 5 or 6 of the Magma Trolls as individual BCX, and I have explained this in other videos, but one BCX is, let me rephrase that, 5 copies of the Magma Troll, each at 1 BCX, meaning a level 1 Magma Troll, is more valuable than 1 copy that has 5 BCX wrapped into it. And if you want to understand why, just think about when you go to Costco and you pay less money for more product. You buy a box of cereal that's the size of your kid, and it costs $5 instead of. But then at the corner store, you can get a small box of their favorite cereal that's going to be 2 bowls worth of cereal for $5. Why? Because Costco has a thing where they wrap up more into a smaller package or into a bigger package, and they can give you a deal on it. It's buying bulk. That's how that works. So yeah, I bought those intentionally because I intend to sell them for more value later. They will appreciate more. Bro, can you explain the difference between the different marketplaces on buying and selling cards? Are there advantages or disadvantages when using over one or the other? Yes, there are. When you use Splinterlands Marketplace, you come into the marketplace and you go to. I gotta go to collection actually. So you go to your collection and you imagine you want to sell some cards. You say you want to sell your Goblin Shaman. So I could click on my card and I go to list for sale. It says to me, its suggested price is $36.33. You might say, okay, well, that's the suggested price. Let's use it. No, 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 no. You have to come over here to the market. You have to go to fire. You got to find the Goblin Shaman. Goblin Shaman, Goblin Shaman. This is all the nuisance of this website. So I'm showing you the process. I found the Goblin Shaman, I click on it, and it said my card was worth $36, I think. That's maybe if I was listing it as a comparable to this card. But like we just said, this guy is like the Costco sales aisle. He's cheaper because he's bulk. My card was smaller, so I'm more like this guy. So if I was going to sell that card, I would sell it for $75. $3 times 25 units, $75. Not $36. If I list that thing for $36, it's going to be sold like that. Snap, like gone. Because this is not the appropriate dollar per BCX value on my card. My card is more desirable than this guy's card. If that's confusing, you just have to remember the Costco analogy. Not every household wants 20 pounds of nutmeg. If you want 20 pounds of nutmeg, you go to Costco, you get a deal. So that's the thing here. That's what's going on. So Splinterlands doesn't do this well, and they never have. And this is not their focus. Their game is their focus. They just tacked on the market. So I go over to Peak Monsters, and when I go to sell, I open up one window for market prices and one for collection, so I can see what I've got to sell, and one to see market prices. And it's just cleaner and it's easier. That's the biggest distinction. And there are others, but that's the biggest distinction. Love your videos. Don't buy all the good cards. No. Thanks for your DC. Yeah, man. I sent you another one there, Crypto Dad. I hope you get to watch this video. I appreciate you. You know what? I hope the money is helpful to you, but you are helpful to me. So, quid pro quo. I really appreciate the content, the comments, and it makes me feel supported and appreciated when I see like these guys coming in here over and over and over again. Love your videos. Don't buy all the good cards. Yeah. Great video. I've been considering shopping for some gold foil, trying to hold off for chaos. I know when you're getting started, it's hard to decide where to invest. If you're thinking Chaos Legion, stick with the Chaos Legion plan. You're not gonna regret it. I agree on Efreet. Might get a Nectar Queen and a Marlock. Yeah, I like those ones too. Good choices. If you could, snag them. Solid video. Love the content that proves and shows what reinvesting in this means. Two cards for you, like 10 plus more gold cards that will go up. I'm not sure I understand that. Even double is a huge return on any investment. Keep up good work. God bless. Yeah, you're a blessing to us, good sir. Bernie is fire. Oh, Bernie is fine. Yep, Bernie, I see you in there all the time. Mike and Carrie. Thanks, man. What did you decide to invest? Why did you decide to invest in gold, not regular cards? Is this because they are more scarce? Exactly. They are significantly more scarce. It gives more power than regular. So many players try to rent it. Yeah, that too. Gold foil cards give increased dark energy crystal returns for every win you have while you're playing with gold foil cards. So it has a dark energy crystal buff bonus. Plus, they're more rare, scarce, and so their price goes up faster. There's a lot going on there. That you need fewer copies of them to make a maximum version of that card. But yeah, short answer, I expect them to appreciate very significantly. Okay, we are about to run out of time. I didn't know that there was a 60 minute limit on my thing here, but we got 5 minutes left. Let's do a couple more questions. Game first, investment second, solid advice. Yes, totally. That's it, dude. You nailed it, Rocky. I started a second account so I can micromanage my ERC better. Plus, I'll be able to delegate cards to whichever account I need to grind on and help out with rental costs and some. This is exactly it, dude. If you guys want to make this, you really want to grind this, one play is to get 2 or 3 accounts and just min-max the whole thing, right? Like play count 1 until your capture rate is low, play count 2, play count 3, totally taking advantage of the maximum capture rate for each account. And then also you're going to be able to triple your season rewards or double however many accounts you want to do. I used to run 3 accounts, but it was a lot of work. Plus I had a real job like outside of that and a wife and kids. So, you have to figure what you can afford to do. But if you do this will grind you and level you up fast. That's a play. That's a good play. Good for you, man. Keep it up. One day hopes I make it to challenger to champion. Struggling to get to bronze 1 at the moment, but going to stick to the plan and not rush. Yeah, that's it, man. Patience. Game first, investment second. Also, how do you feel about Ant Miners and Nightmare? I love Ant Miners. It's one of my favorite little cards. 2 mana cost with the shield and the scavenger and the armor and two attack points. Love it. And then Nightmare is a great card, actually. I've only recently kind of found out how good. The speed is just nuts. And the blast damage is amazing. Thanks, man. Okay, 2 more questions. Thanks for the vid. Good, nice content as usual. A little adjustment on the mic or the audio would help a lot. We are going to get there, dummy. I bought a bookcase. We're going to put it behind. It's going to create like less reverb because there'll be structures behind me. This is an empty room right now. We just moved into this house. I'm going to get a carpet for the floor. I've got plans to soundproof the back behind the screen, and so my voice won't bounce off the wall and back at the mic. We're going to get there, guys. I thank you very much for your patience. I promise I'm committed to making this as professional as I am capable of doing, but it's a journey, and I'm not there yet. After your last video, Rexy went up from 50 cents to 89 cents. I love your videos. Probably my favorite YouTuber for Splinterlands. Here's an idea. You can do a video on maximizing investment into the game, considering the remaining SPS airdrops. What is better investment? SPT token cards, land plots, DEC? Yeah, that's a great question. Does it make sense to invest now or wait for packs? I only have 1.5 minutes before my recording software is going to cut me off, so I can't answer this question. It's such a good question. But I would just say, let's do that tomorrow. Okay? So I'm going to leave that on Andre, and I'm going to copy paste it for my own purposes, and we'll respond to you. Guys, that was an hour. I'm going to trim it down so it's not so fat. There was some unnecessary market issues in the middle there, but you'll probably get a 45-minute video from me. So I appreciate you guys, all the likes, the subs. Please keep in the comment, keep being my comment warriors, because it's helping the algorithm and the channel's climbing. I appreciate every last one of you guys. Thank you for your time and attention. I hope this is helpful, informative, and helps you climb and earn with this amazing video game. Thanks again. Have an amazing night. God bless.